I think I figured out the lighting issue. The strat is to let the natural light take over. Yo, I'm a genius, bro. Why didn't I think of this before? Windows are kind of dirty, though. So, Pokemon Let's Go. Now, it's not that I hate these games. It's not that I particularly love them either. But, Pokemon did say that they're going to try new things this generation. And what's in here? Oh, it's an SD card. They said they were going to try new things this year, not generation, my bad. And even though Let's Go is a Generation 7 game, I do feel as if they're going to add DLC to Pokemon Let's Go. Now, the main reason why I say this is because Pokemon Let's Go, it feels very stale, right? Like, not stale. It feels like it's missing a lot of components. There's not much to do past the main story or past catching all the Pokemon. The most people are doing is shiny hunting and whatnot, and I feel like they left out room, left out content on purpose, to be honest with you. That's just how I feel. I feel like they could have added so much, and I do feel as if they're going to add so much, not only because the games are lacking in content, but also because Let's Go captured a certain audience. It captured the Pokemon Go audience, not the main series fans. And with that, they're gonna have to find a way to keep those fans engaged. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance that Sword and Shield might not capture that audience, the Pokemon Go audience. So for a failsafe, they need Let's Go to take over. They need to add more to Let's Go. Now, they could always make Let's Go sequels, and I made a whole video on possible Let's Go sequels and titles for those games like some time ago. You can check that out if you want to. But I think a much easier way, and I think something that's gonna happen for sure, is they're gonna add DLC to Let's Go. Now, I'm not saying they're not gonna make sequels to Let's Go. I think they will in due time. But for right now, I think we're getting DLC. Like it or not, that's just how I feel. So, with that being said, let's talk about the top 5 potential DLC options for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee during Sword and Shield hype season. This video is going to do well. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. Now, this list is going to be comprised of 5 ideas that I have for Let's Go DLC. There might be better options, but these are honestly the 5 that I would like to see. There's a big chance that we might not see any of them, to be honest. I can only really see 2 of them happening. I can't really see the other 3 happening, but I'd really like to see the other 3. More so than the 2 possible ones, to be honest. So this list is a combination of my wish list if we do get Let's Go DLC, because let's be honest, even if I don't like the Let's Go games, I'm gonna buy the DLC. So it's gonna be a combination of what I want and what I think we'll see. But let me know if there's something you guys can see being added to Let's Go as DLC, because I'm having a hard time thinking of things besides what I want and besides what I think is possible. But with all that being said, for a number 5 slot for what I can see being DLC, we have Yellow. Now, I made a video on Yellow, not the game, by the way, the character, Yellow from the Pokemon Adventures manga. Now, I made a video talking about Red, Blue, and Green's teams in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and how they're from their adventure counterparts, but their adventure counterparts are also from the game. I talked about the similarities between their in-game teams and their teams from their adventure counterparts, right? And I know these are originally characters from the Pokemon games and Pokemon concept art, but they became characters in the Adventure series, and their Let's Go versions more or less took inspiration from their Adventures versions. So with that in mind, I really do feel as if Yellow has a good possibility of being DLC in Pokemon Let's Go. Now, she's probably going to be a bit younger than Red, Blue, and Green, solely because she is younger, but I think it's just very unfair to have those 3 and not her. Like, I get that she wasn't a part of the original trio, or that she wasn't in the original concept art for Red, Blue, and Green when they first came out or whatever, but she's become such a staple character in the manga that I feel like she needs to be a character in these games. I also made a team for her that you can check out. Hopefully it's around that, like, she has a team similar to that, but with that team she's lacking a Mega Evolution, so you can pick a Mega for her if you want. But yeah, I just think Yellow will be a great addition as Let's Go DLC. I think it'll make a lot of fans happy. For our number 4 slot, one of the 2 big possibilities that I can see happening for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is I think we could get added Pokemon in these games. So basically, an expanded Pokedex. Now, the obvious way to go about this is add the Johto generation, add the Johto Pokemon, and go about the Pokemon Go way, where after certain intervals, you add certain Pokemon into the games, and you just complete the Pokedex that way. I don't think they will go that route per se, mainly because if they wanna capitalize on the Let's Go franchise, what they would do is they would add a certain group of Pokemon. Let's say some Pokemon from Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, whatever, and add them into Let's Go as like a collective. Like let's say 100 Pokemon from this 800 Pokemon that we had in total. You would take 100 random ones and throw them into Kanto. Not necessarily from Johto, not necessarily all from Hoenn. You just take 100 random ones and throw them into Let's Go, right? This way, when you have Let's Go Maryland Togepi, we'll say, you have Johto and Kanto Pokemon. You have fresh new Pokemon, even though you already have some Johto Pokemon for Let's Go DLC. You know what I'm saying? And the more and more I talk about this, maybe they won't do this either. But I just feel like maybe they will just add all the Johto Pokemon into Let's Go. But the easiest way to add DLC would be to add new Pokemon to the games, and this will keep things fresh as shiny hunters will want to hunt for Pokemon, and we'd have to complete the Pokedex again. So there's that. It's easy and it's fun. But where will we catch these Pokemon? Well, that's where we come to number 3. Number 3? Did I say number 4 last time or number 2? Whatever, I meant 5, 4, 3. Now we're at 3. Number 3 is the Sevi Islands. Wow, 3 is my favorite number, and so was 7, and 73. Wow, I didn't plan that. That was great. The Sevi Islands were like an added content for Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think they were meant to be in Red and Blue, but because Red and Blue was so limited in the cartridge space, they couldn't add the Sevi Islands for the Generation 1 games. So they added it for Fire Red and Leaf Green. Now, I have a confession to make. I don't like playing through Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think I only beat them once. I don't know what it is, but the Generation 3 games I can never get past, and because of that, I've never actually played the Sevi Islands. I've never gone through them, but I have seen Chuck and Conroy go through them, so I do know something about them. But they had they were a decent post game, I guess. They had fun little side missions. They had a little post game to Team Rocket, which is all cool. But the big thing about them was that you can catch Pokemon that are not from Kanto in the Sevi Islands. You can catch some Johto Pokemon, some Hoenn Pokemon, whatever. If we were to have Pokemon added as DLC, the best place for them to be would be the Sevi Islands. So I could see both of those going in tandem together as one DLC pack. And I would like to see that. I'm sure many fans would, because the Sevi Islands were something we were all, most of us were expecting to be in these games, and they weren't. So I think the Sevi Islands will make a lot of fans happy. Now for number 2, I don't know how to word this, but I'd like for some Alola characters to be DLC in Sun and Moon. Now what I mean by this is Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun Ultra Moon had a lot of references to Kanto, and seeing how Let's Go are Generation 7 games, or even if they aren't Generation 7 games, we've had like Kukui and Wiki say that they've had adventures in Kanto before, or even I think there were hints to Lusamine in Kanto. I don't know. There's just a lot of Sun and Moon characters that have a connection to Kanto in some way, and Alola and Kanto are so close together in the Pokemon world. That's been confirmed. So with that in mind, I'm like, why not have like a special story or a special mission for these Kanto characters, or why not just have them in the games to battle, if anything? Like, what I meant by special missions was you could have, you know how in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, you've had special missions where it breaks away from the main story, but then you have a separate section where you can go on your own little adventure with a certain group of Pokemon or certain Pokemon. I'm like that. I'm like, can you have a special story for like Kukui and Wiki, and where they go on their own ventures of in Kanto? I know it'd be pretty linear, and you wouldn't have much freedom to move around or anything, or maybe even catch Pokemon or whatnot. I don't know how they do it even, but it'd be kind of cool to see. Or even if you can't do that, just having them in the overworld, and we can get more of a glimpse into what their adventures were like, that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to learn more about these characters, and I feel like Let's Go was a big missed opportunity to add them in. So If you can add them in as DLC, that'd be great. I'd be happy with that one. And for number 1, the one I'd be most happy with is just, for the love of God, just please add a Professor Oak battle. I just want to battle Professor Oak, okay? I made all of my videos during Let's Go season, all of them, I think almost all of them mentioned how much I wanted to battle Professor Oak. And I even made a video on his team could be. Bro, he was meant to be the super boss of red, blue, green, yellow. That was another missed opportunity. You could have had him as a super boss, and he would have been the most fun super boss. And even if he was on the level of like red, blue, and green, he would have been so fun to play. He would have been so fun to go up against. It would have been so cool. Like, if that was the reward for completing the Pokedex, a battle against Oak, everyone would have lost it. That would have been so fun and so cool, but no, they didn't include that. That would have been so easy to do too. But now, if you're going to do DLC, Game Freak, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself. Oak, if we could battle Professor Oak, like how we did Sycamore or like red, blue, green, yellow, I don't know. That would be so fun. Please do it. Please. It's so simple, yet it'll be so worth it. I promise you. I promise you, you'd make fans lose it. This will be a great way to get fans into Let's Go DLC. I promise you. Now I want to see it, man. A battle against Professor Oak and Kanto is one of my dreams for the Pokemon series, and I hope Let's Go DLC can make it happen. But yeah, guys, like I said, Game Freak's trying to throw curveballs at us this year. They're trying to surprise us as always, and I think Let's Go DLC is one of the ways they'll do it, and this is my Let's Go DLC list. Now, do you guys think that we'll get Let's Go DLC? Why or why not? And if we were to get DLC, what would you want to see in these games? That was a lot of C's. What DLC would you want to see in the Let's Go games? Let me know. Thanks for watching as per usual. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hero punch that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Let me know how you feel. I don't blame you if you dislike. I know it's Let's Go content in Sword and Shield season, so makes sense. Comment down below your thoughts and opinions of this video, as well as Let's Go. Now that we have had a break from Let's Go, what do you think of it? Let me know. Share the video around if you want help with the channel. And finally, subscribe and the little bell icon if you want to stay up to date with all my content. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video, alright? Later.